HP gaming laptop features an RTX 4070 and a 240Hz refresh rate display. It has an amazing cooling for all your gaming needs. And it packs all of this power in a very sleek and portable chassis. Portability and performance. While one increases, the other one decreases. This is mostly physics. But while you can't break this law, at least you can somewhat bend it. And that's engineering. Now, I am saying this because I have with me the HP OMEN Transcend 16. And this laptop is mainly claiming to be three main things. First, a slim and portable device. Second one, a device that can also provide high efficiency when needed. And thirdly, a high performance gaming laptop. So can it do all of that? Well, we will find out in today's review. But before we begin, let's unbox this thing. So inside the box, you get a power cable. You get a 230 watt charger, which as you can see is quite big. And then you get the laptop itself. So the main thing you'll notice about the HP OMEN Transcend 16 is how slim it is. In terms of weight, it weighs 2.1 kgs. Now, this might not sound a whole lot portable, but you'll have to consider that this machine, first and foremost, is a gaming device. For instance, this small 15-inch gaming laptop weighs almost 1.9 kgs. And the most surprising part about all this is that both of these laptops have the same thickness at 19.9 millimeters. So, is this device slim and portable? Check. Now, before we move on to anything else, let's just first take a look at the laptop itself. So the HP OMEN Transcend 16 comes with an Intel Core i7-13700HX featuring 16 cores and 24 threads. इसी के साथ the laptop also has an NVIDIA RTX 4070 which has 8GB GDDR6 VRAM and 130 watt TGP. And from this number, you can also get an idea how this machine is aiming for more power efficiency. Moving on with the specs, the device also has a 1TB of Gen 4 SSD, whose read and write speed you can clearly see on your screen, and they are pretty nice. And the laptop also comes with 16GB DDR5 RAM running at 4800 MHz. Now the use of DDR5 RAM also helps the laptop in conserving more power because DDR5 RAM has lower operating voltage compared to DDR4. Now unfortunately, you don't get additional RAM slots as the laptop only has 2 of them and both of them remain in use. In terms of I/O ports, this machine will not disappoint you. It gets an HDMI 2.1, a full-size Ethernet slot, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports using which you can power this laptop and at the same time power an external display. And speaking of display, the HP OMEN Transcend gets a big 16-inch IPS LCD display which has 240Hz refresh rate, so playing Valorant won't be an issue at all. Now, in our testing, the laptop's peak brightness came out to be more than 400 nits with 99% sRGB coverage. The laptop's average delta E value is also very good. So you can use this display for creative work as well, provided you mostly create content in the sRGB color space. Now, before we move on, we have to check out this display's hinge. In the past, HP has had trouble with the hinge, and in their official documents, they did point out that this hinge is now better than before. But if you plan to sit under a fast moving ceiling fan, then you will notice some wobble on the screen. So overall, I would say that 95% of the work in fixing this hinge is complete and only 5% remains. The speakers on a laptop can really make or break the experience. So here's how they sound on the HP OMEN Transcend 16. Other important things like the keyboard and the trackpad continue to offer a solid combination. Like the keys aren't really loud and you do miss out on a numpad, but the key travel is very good and the keys themselves are also very firm. Now the trackpad size is also quite big and it has a very smooth finish to it. And like I said, instead of a numpad, you get quick access to the calculator button and the HP OMEN Hub, which is kind of similar to the Victor series I reviewed recently. One tap on this button and you can access manual fan control and various power modes. Now this option is really useful as it automatically puts the laptop in low performance mode the moment you remove the power. And in this mode, the laptop only consumes 10 watts of power if you are doing some document editing or light browsing. Now combine that with a 97 watt-hour battery and you get a machine that's really power efficient. HP claims the laptop's battery life to be around 9 hours and I managed easily for 5 hours. And if I were to leave its screen running full time with 100% brightness, then I would get close to 2 hours of screen on time, which is again very good for a machine with this kind of performance. But what kind of performance, you ask? Well, here are some benchmarks to give you an idea. Oh, and by the way, the HP OMEN Transcend 16 also checks the second box. Now, the Intel Core i7-13700HX is very good, as its Cinebench score also proves the same. And the RTX 4050 with 130W TGP is also a good performer. Just take a look at its 3D marks, time spy and fire strike score. Now, in gaming benchmarks, I have compared this machine with the 140W TGP RTX 4060 in the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro to see which one fares better, and here are the results. Firstly, I tested the Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the HP OMEN Transcend performed very well over here. Keep in mind that it is a 16:10 aspect ratio display, so the game is running at 1920 into 1200p instead of the 16:9 ratio, which is usually 1920 into 1080p. Next up is the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is running at 1200p high preset with DLSS set to off, and you can see how well the HP Transcend 16 is running this particular game. Up next, I tested Dirt 5, and as you can see, it ran smoothly like a butter, while also leaving the high-powered variant of the RTX 4060 behind. And here are the rest of the games I also tested on this machine. Now, there is an option in the HP OMEN Gaming Hub to set the fan speed to maximum, but does that really aid in the CPU and GPU performance, or is it just more fan noise? Well, I tested the same to find out, and here are the results. Keeping the fans at maximum does result in more CPU performance, as you can see from this Cinebench test. But the difference over here is not something that you would notice in your everyday tasks. In gaming as well, keeping the fans at max results in more FPS, but the increase isn't a whole lot. So the cooling works, but my advice would still be to keep the fans on auto and only use the max setting mode when you really need that extra headroom. Because for 90% of your workload, the auto fan setting will just suffice. And with that said, the third box also checks out. But there is one last very important checkbox which still remains, and that is value for money. So this particular variant of the HP OMEN Transcend 16 costs Rs 2.09 lakh, and here is its digit rating. And I personally think that if you are looking for a laptop that's slim, portable, high on efficiency and can dispense power whenever you want, then going for the HP OMEN Transcend 16 is a good choice. And what further makes it a good package is its great screen, sorted keyboard and trackpad combo, good I/O port, power efficient GPU and more. If you found this video useful, then let us know in the comment section below, and do remember to hit the subscribe button. It will help us out a lot. My name is Yatnesh Dubey, and I will see you guys next time.